Hey guys, I just got done taking a Sage Dynamics course with Aaron Cowan. Um, you may see my like rosy cheeks and thought maybe I put on some makeup for the camera. I didn't. I just got sunburned down there on the first day and learned my lesson and put some sunscreen on the second day. So sunscreen's no joke. Put it on. But anyways, yeah, got done with the course. It was down in Colorado Springs, well outside of Colorado Springs, put on by Weaponized Armament. Chris over there, I'll link down to them. I'll link to Sage as well down in the description below. But he's an instructor that I've kind of looked up to always. Always wanted to take one of his courses, but he was never in the area. And I never just carved out the time to fly to take one of his other courses, though I may in the future now. So anyways, he was in the spring, so I took his course down there with a group of 8 guys. It was a Defensive Handgun Fundamentals course, so kind of a Pistol 100 level course. But I don't think it was that basic and it wasn't that entry level. I'm probably an intermediate to advanced level shooter, but I still took the course and came away with a lot of good, solid information. Um, and I figured I would put up a video about it. So I do a little interview with Sage here, Sage, Aaron, Cowan in a little bit, as well as get a little bit of feedback from some of the other shooters in the course that were willing to say something, though a lot of them were pretty shy and they didn't want to say anything on camera. So I only got a few other people to say anything. And it's very windy, and all I had was my cell phone. So excuse the wind noise. I apologize in advance. Hopefully you can hear most of it. And yeah, my feedback on the course was it was great. Aaron, I think I talk about a lot of this stuff when I'm kind of back and forth with Aaron, so I don't want to be too repetitive, but he's a great instructor, very knowledgeable, very scientific. You probably know about him on YouTube. If you don't, again, I'll link to it in the description below, but he makes great little YouTube videos, sound advice, gear reviews, all that kind of stuff. So it's worth going and subbing his channel, but even more worth going and taking a training course with him. You guys hear me talk about training all the time. I talk about gear. I'm kind of a gear review channel, but I'm also a concealed carry channel, give advice, give tips, but I don't really give training advice because I'm not a trainer, I'm not an instructor. Aaron is. He's got a lot of real world experience, a varied past, both with military and law enforcement, and he's really a geek when it comes to the science behind self-defense, encounters, engagements, situations. So he throws out a lot of big words that you might not be able to keep up with, and I wasn't with all of them. But very knowledgeable, very intelligent. So if you're that kind of like intelligence, knowledge-minded shooter, really you want to be a thinker, you want to be a problem solver, I can't recommend an instructor more so than I can Sage Dynamics. So if you're looking for a course that isn't just teaching you how to clear malfunctions, then look no further. And the thing I really liked about this course was, and I had never taken a course with Aaron before, and I had never even talked to Aaron aside from emailing him about the course. So meeting him was great, but the thing about the course that I liked was there's not so much repetition. I didn't have to clear a double feed 300 times and practice my one-handed shooting half of a whole day. It was very, he teaches you some kind of drills, some mechanics, and you just do it enough to get it. And he's like, all right, I don't want to waste any more of your time. You're paying me. So you can practice that on your own now that you know how to do it. And let's move on to the next skill. So he covers a lot in this 2-day course, more so than other 2-day courses, way more than any other 1-day course, because there's not so much repetition, because he and I believe that that kind of practice can be done on your own. So he kind of gives you some skills for you to take home, digest, work on over the course of all of your other range visits. So that's one thing I really liked about him. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling, so let's just get into it. And again, I apologize for the wind noise, but it is what it is. Oh, also, I ran a G19 just because I'm a gear channel, I ran a G19 with RMR XC1 in one of the holsters I make. I make and sell holsters. People always ask me. I'll put info about that in the description below too. All right, let's get into it. Hey, so I'm here with Aaron with Sage Dynamics. You've actually probably heard me mention him in videos before, just because he's like the one instructor. Well, there's a lot of instructors that I want to train with, but he's like one of the main instructors, probably the main instructor that I want to train with, just because of his philosophy, his scientific approach to everything. Everything makes sense to me. And I really like to know the reason more around why we do the things we do, or how we can improve the things we do, or how we look at a situation differently. And Aaron does that kind of stuff really, really well. And you can tell he has a YouTube channel, link to it down in the description or something, Sage Dynamics. And even if you just watch his videos, you'll kind of get absorbed into this like knowledge barrage that he throws down into your face. And it's great. If you like knowledge. If you don't like knowledge, then he's not the guy for you and you need to go somewhere else. But if you do, he's the guy for you. So here's Aaron. I'll let him talk a little bit about, and I asked him really just to say something about why training is important. Because I think a lot of you guys are just like, oh, I love guns, and you see all my Gucci gear, and you're like, oh yeah, I just have a gun, I'll have a sick-ass holster, and then I'll just be able to do everything I need to do when the time actually comes. And you're probably wrong if you haven't done much training. So training is important for a lot of reasons, and maybe I'll have Aaron, I'm just throwing him on the spot here, so maybe he'll talk a little bit about.
No, I'm cool with that. I've been on the spot before. Gear's cool. Knowing how to run your gear is way cooler. My personal philosophy when it comes to training, training is where we receive proper technique under instruction, and then we take that and we practice it to proficiency. You can't ignore the science. You can't ignore the psychophysiological aspects that are part of self-defense shooting. The reason training and practice is so important is because by owning a firearm, you're taking personal responsibility for your own life and for any life that you choose to protect, defensive third-party kind of thing. Proficiency is not something that is granted by ownership of a firearm. You have to take that firearm and dedicate the blood, sweat, tears, and time to building up that proficiency. As shooters, sometimes we have a tendency of only practicing what we're already good at. So if we're good at 3 yards from the holster, we can get off one round to that shot timer that we're using. We stick with that. All these other possibilities with self-defense. So the reason training is so important is because training is actually going to teach you what you don't know. And learning stuff is super fucking cool. Can I say that? Can you believe that?
That's cool.
Okay.
The big voice.
So learning's cool. I think it's awesome to learn something that seconds ago I didn't know. There is, for those of us in the gun community, there's that alpha male or alpha female aspect of, I don't want to have to perform in front of other people and find out that some people's better than I am. Well, that's just life. Someone is going to be better than you at something. But that shouldn't dissuade you from training, because that very person who's better than you at, say, the reload, that maybe their guns they're just faster. You're going to be better than them at something else. And when you two get together, you can share efficiency techniques and efficiency advice, and you've just shared knowledge that's going to make everybody better. As a shooting community, we're much more intelligent than we were 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago to a certain degree. We've learned a lot of lessons. But we still have a long way to go getting everybody on the same page and realizing that training is important. I teach for a living, full time. So I pay my bills off of people trusting me with their time and their money to say, hey, this guy's going to teach me some stuff I don't know. And that's my job. And hopefully I never fail somebody. But don't think of it as, well, I got to pay this guy to learn something. No knowledge is truly going to be free. And the thing about a class that you don't get from just going to the range and shooting by yourself is you've got no one there to correct you when you're wrong. Or you've got no one there to say, man, that was awesome, but here's a way, just try it, that maybe you can increase your efficiency by half a second or a quarter of a second. Or here's a way to more solidify that technique or do this or that. There's all those possible moving parts here. So I encourage everybody who's never taken a class to take one. Take one class from one reputable instructor, and that should change your mind about why training is important. If right now you feel like, man, I'm good, I own a gun, I go to the range, what do I really need to do? How serious do you want to take this? How serious are you willing to take self-defense? If you're willing to take self-defense only to the gear level, you're kind of wrong. You need to go above the cool guy stuff and work on the technique to run the cool guy stuff as cool as it can possibly be run. And then you can shoot really cool YouTube videos of you doing cool guy stuff.
Yeah, you
throw it on the
cool
gram, and you become the cool guy. And then 10 years from now, you may be standing where I'm standing right now with someone else doing the same kind of interview, talking about the path you took to becoming a proficient shooter that was so proficient, other people went to that person to learn how to be proficient. I am not the end-all, be-all as far as instructors go or as far as teachers go, but I like to think that my approach gives students a little bit more value added because I want to give you the how, the why, the when, and the potential possibilities for all these different things and how certain things may work, certain things may not. You don't know, literally, what you don't know. So in order to learn something you don't know, you have to go somewhere to learn it. You got to be open-minded enough to do it. From the last 2 days you went through the class, your impressions.
Yeah, it really teaches you, and it's kind of what I expected out of the course, is it teaches you to be a thinker more so than just a shooter. Think about the actions you're going to take, think about why, think about how you're going to do, think about the best approaches to solving these problems. And that's really a big reason why I want to take this course, because I know how to shoot a gun, and a lot of people can teach you how to shoot a gun, some better than others, but not a lot of people can teach you how to think or why you should think the way you do, and doing it with all these big words that, I don't understand half of them. But I learned a lot about just situations. It's a lot of thinking, like I mentioned. I've said that like 100 times, but you get put in virtual situations where you have threats, where you have angles, where you have distances, where you have different mechanics of your body, and he gives you the tools, but also helps you think about why to solve these problems. And really, ultimately, if you're ever going to need to use your gun, you're going to need to solve a problem. So if you've never thought about solving the problem before, even if you can run your gun like a champ, you might not solve the problem as well as you could with some instruction. So it's a great course. I don't know if you heard any of that because it's super windy all of a sudden when we started filming, but we're out here in Colorado Springs. Sage does courses all over. I don't know, where's the best place for them to find out where you're training?
SageDynamics.org, the training calendar is up there. And if you follow me on Instagram at SageDynamics, I post at least once a day. I'll do an announcement for a class that's coming to a certain area, but I'm all over the U.S. Usually about this time of, getting into the winter time of year, I bounce back and forth between California and Florida.
Okay.
But I've got some class coming up in the Atlanta area.
Atlanta-based instruction, has a shoot house there, does a lot of simunition stuff, it's getting into night vision stuff, so if you're high speed enough to own night vision and want to learn how to use it even better, which I don't own night vision, but I want to, and I want to take a course one day. He's getting into that stuff, so be on the lookout for that. Again, he does courses all over, so he may do one in your area, and yeah, I think that's
good.
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Oh, and you go sub his YouTube channel if you want.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll put it down here again. All right.
I'm Isaac, and just finished up Sage Dynamics Defensive Fundamentals and Defensive Pistol 1, I think. Defensive Fundamentals and Defensive Pistol 1, right?
Yeah, down here in Colorado Springs.
Down here,
it is hot.
It's hot.
We're on the plains. There's all these windmills over here.
All right, my name is James. I just finished up the 2-day level 100 course with Sage Dynamics.
My name is Braden. We just got done taking Aaron Cowan's course from Sage Dynamics.
It was a 2-day course, 16 hours, great course, a lot of focus on scenario-based stuff, getting you to think, getting you to process information before you shoot.
The instructor was amazing. I've taken a lot of level 100 courses in the last 3-4 years now. This individual, Aaron Cowan, covers stuff that most people are covering, like the 200 and 300 level courses. He does it very, he does it in a way that you can retain the information very easily.
Aaron Cowan really put things in context for you, help you understand why he was instructing you the way he was, focusing on if it works, then you can do it as long as it's safe and as long as it's effective. Really appreciate that, not getting caught up in doctrine or theory, and just putting it to work and see how it works. So I was running my Glock 19.
I asked him to show what we're running just because
Yeah.
I'm a gear channel,
Glock 19, nothing special. Stipple job on it was a friend of mine. He's very good. It is a home job, but he's very good. And Cody Austin. Running the...
Hey, no shout-outs. Nah, just kidding.
his address is...
What were you shooting today? Glock 19?
Glock 19.
You have it on you?
I do.
Here we go. Glock 19.
Fantastic course. Ran the whole thing with, I had Glock 19.
Yeah, it was a great class, and I got to meet Mike here.
Oh yeah, me, I'm here too. I took the course.
And I highly recommend this course. If he comes back to Colorado, you got to check it out. For the money, I don't know of a better course, defensive pistol type course in the area.
Aaron Cowan's definitely on the top of my list when it comes to training, so I would highly suggest you come out and check out one of his courses.
And humble brag, I got there's this like Sage black patch. So every course that Sage has, he picks one student that was kind of knew their stuff and shot decently well, and they get the black patch. and I paid him a few extra $100 and he gave it to me. No, not really. I just get it. He said I earned it, but I don't know. There's a lot of other great shooters there that did good. If you took the course, hey man, it was good. It was good meeting you. It was good seeing you. It was good shooting with you. I had a good time.